Wait. Did you just see that? Someone just got destroyed, and we need to talk about the chaos that just erupted on Monday Night Raw. I'm telling you right now, what I'm about to break down for you is going to leave you absolutely speechless. The Vision just pulled off the impossible, but that's not even the craziest part of the story. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you're going to witness one of the most shocking attacks in recent WWE history, and I promise you, your jaw is going to hit the floor. Before we dive into this madness, I need you to do something for me. This channel, SLAMZONE, is built by fans like you who live and breathe professional wrestling. We're not just watchers, we're a family, and I pour my heart into every single breakdown because I know you feel this passion just like I do. So if you're ready to experience the energy, the drama, and the pure brutality of what went down on Raw, smash that subscribe button right now. Hit that notification bell because trust me, you don't want to miss a single moment of what's coming. And please, drop a comment below telling me your reaction to what we're about to witness. Your voice matters here, and I read every single one because we're in this together. Now, let's get into it. Monday Night Raw delivered something special, something electric that had the entire WWE universe on the edge of their seats. The Vision, this incredible team that's been making waves and turning heads, stepped into the ring against not just one, not just two, but three absolute powerhouses. The Usos, the legendary tag team that's dominated the WWE landscape for years, teamed up with LA Knight, a man who's become one of the most talked about superstars in the entire company. This wasn't just a match, this was a statement opportunity. This was the Vision's chance to prove they belong in the conversation with the elite, with the legends, with the absolute best this business has to offer. From the moment that bell rang, you could feel the electricity in the arena. The crowd was absolutely deafening, chanting, roaring, completely invested in every single move. The Usos came out with that swagger, that confidence that comes from being multi-time tag team champions, from main eventing pay-per-views, from standing toe-to-toe with the biggest names in wrestling history. Jimmy and G moved like a well-oiled machine, hitting tandem offense that would make any team in the world jealous. These guys have been doing this together their entire lives, and it shows in every single sequence they execute. LA Knight brought that intensity, that microphone-dropping charisma straight into the ring. When Knight throws a punch, it means something. When he looks at the crowd and feeds off that energy, you can see a superstar who's absolutely hungry to reach that next level. He's not content being good, he wants to be great, he wants to be legendary, and on this night, he had the perfect opportunity to make that happen. But the Vision, oh man, the Vision came prepared for war. These two showed up with something to prove, with fire in their eyes and determination radiating from every movement. They weren't intimidated by the names across from them. They weren't backing down from the challenge. They came to Raw with one singular mission, to shock the world and announce their arrival on the biggest stage in professional wrestling. The action was absolutely relentless from the opening bell. Bodies were flying everywhere. You had Jimmy Uso launching himself over the top rope with a suicide dive that connected with devastating impact. The sound when bodies collide like that, it echoes through the arena. It makes you feel the punishment these athletes are putting themselves through for our entertainment. G was in there working over one member of the Vision with those brutal chops, and you could hear every single one throughout the building. The crowd was counting along, feeling every stinging strike against flesh. LA Knight was doing what LA Knight does best, talking trash while simultaneously backing it up with hard-hitting offense. He hit a neckbreaker that looked absolutely devastating, and for a moment, you could sense the momentum shifting. The crowd thought maybe, just maybe, the veterans were going to put the Vision away right there. But these young lions weren't done fighting. What makes a classic tag team match isn't just the moves, it's the story being told. And the story here was beautiful in its intensity. Every tag was strategic, every movement had purpose. The Usos were trying to isolate one member of the Vision, working the classic tag team psychology that's made them champions time and time again. They were cutting off the ring, preventing the tag, making their opponents suffer in that corner, desperately reaching for a partner who was just inches too far away. The crowd started rallying behind the Vision. You could hear it building, that groundswell of support, those chants getting louder and louder. When the hot tag finally happened, the entire arena exploded. The fresh member of the Vision came in like a house on fire, hitting clotheslines, dropkicks, taking down everyone in sight. This is where legends are made, in these moments where an underdog team finds that extra gear and starts believing they can actually pull off the unthinkable. Near fall after near fall had everyone guessing. Jimmy hit a massive super kick that should have ended things, the referee's hand was coming down for 3, but somehow, the Vision kicked out. The look of disbelief on the Usos' faces told the entire story. These guys couldn't believe what they were seeing. LA Knight tagged in and went for his finish, the crowd was counting along, but again, a desperate kickout kept the Vision's dream alive. The pace was absolutely frantic now. Bodies were exhausted, everyone was running on pure adrenaline and heart. G went to the top rope, looking for that iconic USO splash that's put away countless opponents throughout their legendary career. He leaped, the crowd held their breath. but the Vision moved. The crash and burn was catastrophic, and suddenly, the momentum had completely shifted. What happened next was poetry in motion. The Vision hit their tandem finisher, a combination that they've been perfecting for months, that they visualized in their minds 1,000 times. The synchronization was perfect, the impact was brutal, and when that referee's hand hit the mat for the third time, the place absolutely lost it. The Vision had done it. Against all odds, against 3 of WWE's biggest names, they had pulled off the victory of their careers. You could see the emotion pouring out of them. These weren't just wrestlers celebrating a win, these were human beings who had just achieved a dream. The hard work, the sacrifice, the countless hours in the gym and in the ring, it all led to this moment. The crowd was on their feet, showing respect to what they had just witnessed. Even the Usos and LA Knight, as frustrated as they were, had to acknowledge what just happened. This was special. The celebration was genuine, it was raw, it was everything that makes you fall in love with professional wrestling. But something felt different in the air. The music was playing, the crowd was cheering, but there was this weird tension, this sense that something wasn't quite right. The camera work started getting a little shaky. You could see production staff looking at something off camera with concern on their faces. If you're loving this breakdown, if you're feeling this energy, I need you to hit that like button right now. Share this with your wrestling friends because these are the moments we live for. Subscribe to SLAMZONE if you haven't already because we're going to keep bringing you the most intense, most passionate wrestling content on YouTube. Drop a comment and tell me what you thought of the Vision's incredible victory. But here's where things took an absolutely sinister turn. The lights in the arena suddenly started flickering. The celebration stopped. The Vision looked around, confusion and concern replacing the joy on their faces. The crowd's cheers turned to confused murmurs. Something was wrong. Something was about to happen. Then from out of nowhere, a masked figure slid into the ring. Not through the entrance ramp, not with any music or announcement, but from the crowd, like a viper striking its prey. Before anyone could react, before security could move, this masked assailant attacked. The brutality was shocking, the violence was intense, and the Vision, already exhausted from the war they just survived, were completely defenseless. The masked attacker was relentless, hitting devastating moves with precision and rage. This wasn't a random attack, this was calculated, this was personal. Every strike had intention behind it, every move was designed to send a message. The crowd didn't know whether to boo or just watch in stunned silence at what was unfolding. Security finally rushed the ring, but the damage was done. The masked figure stood over the fallen members of the Vision, arms raised, claiming dominance in the most vicious way possible. The question on everyone's mind, who is this? What do they want? Why the Vision? Why now? The footage ended with medical personnel checking on the Vision while this mysterious attacker disappeared back into the crowd as quickly as they arrived. The celebration had turned into a nightmare. The moment of triumph had been stolen and replaced with fear and uncertainty. This is the kind of storytelling that hooks you, that makes you need to tune into next week's Raw to find out what happens next. The Vision proved themselves as competitors, but now they're targets. Now they've painted a massive bullseye on their backs, and somebody is gunning for them with serious intent. Before you go, I need you to do me one last favor because this is how we grow the SLAMZONE family. Hit that subscribe button if this breakdown got you hyped. Smash the like button to let me know you want more content like this. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we break down the next shocking moment in wrestling. And please, comment below with your theories about who that masked attacker is because I want to hear what you think. Share this video with everyone who needs to see what went down on Raw. What a moment, what a night, what absolute chaos. The Vision's victory will be remembered, but so will that vicious attack. This is what makes wrestling unpredictable, this is what keeps us coming back week after week. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue following this story and every other piece of drama happening in the wrestling world. This is SLAMZONE, and we're just getting started.